Welcome to Dr. Kush's Exotic Drinks. I'm, of course, Dr. Kush, along with my barback Kyle. I'm not a real doctor, but I did spend almost 2 decades running some of LA's best bars. After years of teaching classes and training bartenders, I want to demystify the cocktail world for you. Let's try a few new things as I open up my bar to everybody. Belly up, chat, and let's have a drink. All right, everybody, welcome. Oh, we have done it. Welcome to this wall again. I am Dr. Kush from Dr. Kush's Exotic Drinks, and we are here today to do an experiment. We are going to see the tolerance that we have for crappier drinks. This is in the pantheon of wild drinks. The Long Island iced tea holds a very special place. One food critic once said that it was, I had it all written down. Let me find it for you. It was a great quote about the Long Island iced tea. One critic said it was an act of mixology, an act of mixological atrocity favored by college students and wastrels. How's a wastrel? So wastrels clearly love this. Some people have described it as bright and refreshing, easy to drink, making it dangerously boozy. There are a number of bars that I've been to that have outlawed this cocktail. There are a number of bars that I've worked in that have outlawed this cocktail. But because it fits into a very specific grouping of drinks, otherwise known as highballs, which a highball is technically a fizz, this will be the only time we get to do this one. So there's more of a story to it, but we'll get into the whole thing here in a minute. I'll let you guys know exactly what we are doing. But before we get too deep into the LIIT, the lit, let me say hello to the people. Here's Amy Beer. Wow, everyone, one of my favorite drinks when I turned 21, and the bar in Flagstaff had them for just $2 on Wednesday. That's a lot. That is, I've been to Flagstaff. I imagine Flagstaff was never the same. It used to be a sleepy little town. Now it's destroyed, absolutely destroyed after Wednesdays. Let me say a good evening to our good friend Shawnee Panabaker. Hello, Shawnee Panabaker. Good to see you as always. Roger G, thank you for your message earlier today. Cheers to you, Roger G. Very happy Thanksgiving to you, and et cetera, et cetera. Shawnee Panabaker thinks the last time he had one was on his 21st birthday. Too many moons ago. I do not remember the last time I had one of these drinks. I don't remember it. But we're about to find out. Kyle Tender, very excited about Saturday. He's just singing that Saturday, Saturday, Saturday. Hey. Thank you, Kyle, for that singing. Tiki Tom Hubbard is here. Happy Saturday to you, Tiki Tom Hubbard. Absolutely. Of all the drinking Tiki Tom has ever done, an LIIT has never been one of them. Well, Tom, now's your chance. See what you got, pal. See what you're made of. I know you're a retired man. You don't have to get up for work tomorrow. Drink one of these with us. Do it. Hey-o, Davey Virtue. Davey Virtue, our 2,000 subscriber. We are now at 2,192. 8 away from 2,200. I think they send you a plaque at 2,200. So I'm waiting for my plaque. At any moment, we are going to be plaqued. Absolutely plaqueful at Dr. Kush's Exotic Drinks. Davey Virtue has been traveling, but stopped in for a drink. I just found out where he was traveling. This is very cool. Got to go to the opening of the Mai Kai in Fort Lauderdale, one of my absolute dreams. They've reopened the Mai Kai out there. Cannot wait to get out there. Davey, we'll have to ask you more questions about that soon. We want to hear all about it because as tiki people ourselves, we don't look tiki today. We have, snowmen and children's toys, all kinds of other stuff other than tiki, but we are tiki people here at Dr. Kush's Exotic Drinks. We are going to want to hear all about the Mai Kai. People are very envious. Yeah, I think we all should make maybe a big old trip out to Fort Lauderdale. Everybody? Fort Lauderdale, Fort Lauderdale, Fort Lauderdale, Fort Lauderdale. I have a second camera now. Fort Lauderdale. It's like that scene in Everything Everywhere All at Once. Which scene, you ask? All of them. We used to order these at the Red Onion on Thursday night. It came in a bucket. You gotta love that. Is this the experiment where we get to see if we can get away with drinking Long Island iced teas in our partner's house or in our parents' house? That sounds awesome, but I'm decades too late. Yeah, at some point, unfortunately, Roger G, and this is, I think, one of life's great tragedies. At some point, underage drinking is impossible. You know, for a long time, for a lot of your childhood, you're trying to underage drink. You're just desperate. Got to see what those Smirnoff Ices taste like. You got to get in there. And then one day, it just becomes impossible to underage drink. Sort of like underage, eventually, you can't become teen pregnant. You can become pregnant all you want. You can drink all you want. You can't become teenage pregnant, and you can't underage drink. Once you are of age, that's kind of it. And that's kind of when the Long Island iced tea loses its luster. Let me say hello to Susan Lang. Those are her decorations, Snowman 1 and Snowman 2, right there. And this thing right here, I've had this since, this thing right here, I've had since I was a very little kid. It says Merry Christmas. And then my grandma painted that picture. Just letting you guys know. Let's see. Here's Paul. Paul had something earlier to say. Wow, I used to drink Long Island iced tea at the Rainbow Bar and Grill on Sunset because you had to buy with 2 drinks to get to the upstairs bar. Figured it was the best booze return for the money. Yeah, this is certainly one of the best booze returns. And would drink my Long Island iced teas with John Entwistle from The Who. John drank cognac. Very cool. Love to hear that. All right. We're only making 1 drink tonight, guys. We're going to do a variation of this drink. We're going to start adding ingredients as we go on to make this into more drinks. But we want to first talk about the history of this cocktail. Yes, this cocktail has a history. And yes, like everything else in cocktailing history, it is disputed. Why? Because we were drinking at the time we came up with all this stuff, and it's very difficult to remember. You're always like, I'm having a great idea while I'm drunk, and then you wake up the next day, pancakes in your shoes, thinking, my goodness, I'll get maple foot, and that was never a really great idea anyway. Thank goodness you didn't write that down. Well, these ones are, of course, difficult to pinpoint to an exact place, but we have an idea. We have a pretty good idea. We'll start in 1920. 1920, there's a little place called Long Island, Tennessee. Long Island, Tennessee was is a place, just like a lot of other places. It's a place. It has people, it has scenery. I don't know much about Long Island, Tennessee, but anyway, they were creating a drink out there that they claimed that they've been making for a while called the Long Island iced tea. Now, it is surprisingly close to the modern version of the Long Island iced tea. It is a mix, a muddle of different liquids. It has some lemon juice, it has some lime juice, and it has maple syrup in it. Pretty close, I guess. Some accounts say that there was definitely cola on it. Some accounts say there's definitely not cola on it. Some accounts say that this was completely made up and none of it was there. And that is also a very fine account to have. We definitely know, we're going to jump forward 50 years, jump forward to a place called Long Island, New York, where a guy, and honestly, one of the great names in history. I don't know what it is with bartenders that have great names, but this guy's name was Robert Rosebud, in quotations. Everybody called him Rosebud. And his last name, and this is hilarious, was Butt. B-U-T-T. His name was Bob Butt. And so, of course, what are you going to call him? You're going to call him Rosebud. So Robert Butt, Robert Rosebud Butt, like a lot of these cocktails, things like the Sex on the Beach, the Fuzzy Navel, these cocktails are created or were created when liquor companies would come to bartenders who were out there doing their thing, and they would say, here's the deal. I got this new thing. I got this new product, and I need you to make something for it. There's a contest. All right, we're putting up big money. Here's $1,000 if you can make a cocktail better than everybody else's cocktail using this ingredient. So Bob Butt, Robert Rosebud Butt, figured out If you put everything, oh, sorry, the brand that was trying to get this thing going was Cointreau. All right, it was an orange liqueur. It was a triple sec, basically a triple sec. They call it Cointreau as if it's so much different. It's triple sec. They came to old Bob Butt, and Bob Butt came back to them with the answer. If you throw everything into a glass, everything that is clear into a glass with a little bit of triple sec, a little bit of lemon, a little bit of sugar, and a splash of cola. Ooh, this thing's delicious. What should we call it? The Long Island iced tea. Now, is 1970-ish the first time we saw this? Or is it this Long Island one that wasn't really written about in Tennessee? We don't know. However, there was an attempt to remedy this. There was an attempt to fix this. Sometime in like 2010-ish, 2010s-ish, New York, Long Island, New York, and Long Island, Tennessee got together and had a battle. They had a Long Island battle where they sent their best bartenders. They packed them up on burros, I assume, with their blenders in the back and their muddlers in their little pockets. It was adorable. Very, very cute scene. These two little bartenders marching all the way. They had a Long Island off. And can anybody guess who won? It was kind of an interesting situation. Tennessee won. So Tennessee wins this thing. Now, here's the deal. Like almost everything, New Yorkers complained about it. They were absolutely beside themselves. They called it cheating. It's a bartender battle. Of course there's cheating. We're all cheating in bartender battles. That's what it is. It's how you win a bartender battle. We're cheaters. So anyway, Tennessee won. New York complains. They object to the ruling, and thus we are here. This is how we land at this. Now, which version of the Long Island iced tea we're going to be making? We're, of course, going to be making Robert Butt's version. We have to make Robert Butt's version. The other version is kind of up in the air. Some people, I have a sister-in-law. She is way deep down the Mandela effect rabbit hole. She loves the Mandela effect. She's crazy. We were just asking about it today. Did everybody know that a C-3PO had a metal leg or a silver leg? Some people did, some people didn't. Anyway, some people claim that the Long Island iced tea was written about in a Betty Crocker cookbook. They're like, I definitely saw it in the Betty Crocker cookbook, dudes. Guys, I saw it there. Don't you lie to me. Don't you tell me little lies. Nobody's been able to produce it. So we don't know if it was actually ever written about in the Betty Crocker cookbook in the 1960s. So there's a chance that Robert Rosebud Butt did create this cocktail. Either way, we're going to get into it. One more thing. The reason we're making this cocktail is because it turns out that this is a cocktail that the house that I'm staying at is perfectly prepared to make. We have all of the we have everything in here, and it's none of the great stuff. So we're good. I dare you to go into a bar one time and order a top shelf Long Island iced tea. You will get a hilarious reaction. You don't want to use anything top shelf in this. If you cannot buy it in a 1.75 liter, then it does not belong in a Long Island iced tea. All right, them's the rules. I'm sorry, those are the rules. Even, and I will say it right now, even Cointreau. I don't believe Cointreau deserves this. Should be in here. We're gonna be putting it in a real fancy glass, though. There we go. Look at this glass. Awesome. Very, very cool looking glass. Flares out. We got to do two cameras here because, yeah. That's right. Oh, let me say hello to our good friend Bon Bon. If it doesn't come in a 175, it belongs in a plastic bottle. I completely agree. Plastic bottles also work for Long Island iced teas. It's a very simple drink. I've seen a number of great bartenders able to do this with one hand. They'll grab 6 bottles and they will flip them all upside down and they will count it out and put it back. You can do this if you have the hand strength, the dexterity, etc., etc., etc. You can get this done in one thing. The show would be over almost instantly, so I have at least 45 minutes to kill. I think we are, yes, I have 20 more minutes to kill, so we're not going to do that. So we're going to go ahead and start over here. Now, what you want is everything that is white, all right? If it is a clear liquid, it can go into here, all right? This is Bacardi. This is a, oh, this is a white rum. So what you need to do is decide how strong you want this thing to be. All right, you can do it at, it calls for 15 mils. Don't you dare ask me how many ounces that is. But just remember, we have a number of ingredients to put in here. So uh, be good to yourself. All right, be good to yourself. We have a lot going on, just like the holidays. There's a lot going on. Uh, I believe it was Forrest Gump once said, "Life is like a Long Island iced tea." There's a lot going on in here, and be good to yourself. We're gonna go ahead and put in 3/4 of an ounce of some white rum. Let's hit there. There we go. Came out a little quick, and we accidentally came out a little quick, and we accidentally got 1 full ounce in there. So now we have to bump everything up to an ounce. We're not being as good to ourselves as we had promised earlier. A little bit of white rum. Basically, white rum, the white rum that we're looking for is not the rum. Don't go get the Breezeway, that white rum that's so delicious and funky. What you really want is sugar cane vodka. All right, that's really what we're looking for. We're looking for a Cuban style, not a Jamaican white rum. Don't do overproof. I promise we are absolutely going to be murdering this anyway. Davey Virtue has looked it up. It looks like 15 mils is about half an ounce. I have already messed that up. We're doing a double tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to me. I just won a double. We're doing 1 ounces of everything. Speaking of vodka, look what I got. Vodka. A big old handle of vodka. A thick boy of vodka. Of course, vodka is a distilled liquor. It is meant to taste like, if you do it right, if you do your vodka exactly right, it should taste like nothing. Now, obviously, there will be some Russians in my audience. I clearly have a huge Russian following. That will tell you that you can absolutely tell the difference between vodkas, and some good vodkas have impurities, and that's what we're looking for. We're looking for what those impurities are able to do to make the vodka taste better. That's fine. However, if you're making vodka perfectly, it should taste like nothing. It should taste like a little bit of heat on your little tummy, and that's all it should be. We're going to go ahead, we're going to match everything again, remember, matching everything. So 1 ounce, now that we've made a mistake and we're making a double, 1 ounce of some vodka here. There we go. Okay. We are cooking with gas. We have 2 more clears, technically 3 more clears. And then we're going to do a little bit of bumping. A little bit of bumping. Yeah, Bond says the holidays need more booze. Life is, or holidays are like the Long Island iced tea. Be good to yourself. Well, there's a lot going on, and it needs more booze. Tito's is top shelf in Austin. I didn't say, Dave Virtue, you can't get top shelf stuff. What I'm saying is, it has to come in a 175. If it doesn't come in a 175, it does not count in this. Thank goodness Tito's does come in a 175, and it is not the most expensive vodka of all time. We're good with that, all right? I'm not saying you have to go out and buy Seagram's. I'm not saying you have to go get the Wolf, all right? What I'm saying is it has to come in 175. You got to find the cheap stuff. Speaking of the cheap stuff, let's get into this. Tequila, silver. Let me see. Does it say that this is 100% puro de agave? That's very nice. And then there's nothing else. There is no other signature. Okay, let's see if we can even find the nom on this. Oh, there it is. There is a nom, 1142. So this is a real tequila. It is 100% puro de agave. Now it doesn't say agave azul, so it could be different agaves. A unique handcrafted silver tequila made from 100% blue agave. Okay, so we're good. We're in 100% blue agave. It is double distilled and double filtered, providing hints of spice and agave notes that lead to an ultra smooth finish. Fun. Well, this is, of course, Kirkland, otherwise known as our Costco brand of tequila silver. I don't think that'll hurt anybody. Let me say hello to our good friend Moose. Moose. Cheers to you, Moose. Okay. Smells a little sweeter than a lot of tequilas. Maybe that's the double distilling. Either way, this is an unaged tequila. This is one of the ingredients that you can bump it up a little bit. Listen, crappy tequila is horrible. There is nothing. Good tequila is good. Good tequila, it could. I could even say, dare I? Should I? Should I do it right now? Good tequila can be great. It's not my favorite thing, but good tequila can be great. Um, Bad tequila is the worst thing that there is. There isn't a worse. I'm putting it up against things like Malort. I'm putting it up against like off-brand Fernets. I'm putting it up against all those things. Bad tequila is the worst thing there is. So always, when you are looking for tequila, always find the 100% puro de agave, 100% pure blue agave. That's important. We want that. Otherwise, they're just putting in a ton of crappy fillers. And if you want on this one, you can put in a reposado, which is not a white liquor anymore. It's a little bit dark, it's a little bit aged, but it started off as a white liquor before it got that little bit of age in it. And sometimes, because they are not going to rest really bad tequila, it is better just to buy a reposado versus a blanco, which could be horrible. Now, don't ever buy anything that says gold. Don't ever buy gold tequila. That is horrible. Gold is not a classification of tequila. Gold is the coloring they put in there. So don't buy that. Um, and just follow along with the. If you're going to buy brandy, it's probably better to buy a cheap cognac than to buy a than to risk it with anything else, because there are rules. So once you put 100% puro de agave on your little bottle there, it has to be made of 100% agave. So just look for that. All right. Cognac has all those rules. 100% puro de agave has rules. That's what we're looking for. White tequila. Go ahead and put in 1 ounce. 1 ounce of some white tequila, or if you got a little got a little holes in your pockets, fellas, you're trying to impress everybody, a little reposado. There we go. Doing great. Okay. The last bit we're putting in here is gin. It is more or less. It is the it is juniper flavored vodka. That's really all it is. So just a little bit more vodka. If you're noticing anything that what we're saying so far, is that we're looking for basically 3 vodkas and a tequila. That's what we're looking for. We want a little bit of juniper vodka. We're looking for a little sugarcane vodka. And we're looking for a little potato or other grain vodka. Those 3 vodkas. That's what we're looking for in this. We don't want our liquor to ever stand out. It's kind of a magic trick how this thing is so very boozy, but doesn't taste like any one booze in particular. So do not put in anything that is way over odored. Mezcals aren't going to work well in this. Like we said, you know, agricole rum, not excuse me, not going to work in this. Whereas a lot of this stuff's not going to work in this. So just find the white stuff. This is our good friend Bombay Sapphire. There it is. Not the world's most expensive gin, not the world's cheapest gin, but it does come in a 175 milliliter bottle, and that's all we care about. All right. Once it has that qualification, that is my qualification to get you in to uh, Long Island iced tea heaven. We're gonna go ahead and put in 1 ounce of some gin. There we go. Now, if I was a hero to those young and old, I would just drink this. This right here is known as a night ender. That would absolutely. Let me just say hello. Let me say a very quiet hello to our good friend. Everybody, shh. To the low carb cocktail. Now, the low carb cocktail guy probably doesn't make a lot of Long Island iced teas, but I do know that if he drank this right here is almost no carbs. So maybe that's what we're looking for. This is the low carb cocktail guy's Long Island iced tea. 4 shots. And let me say hello to our good friend Richie the Wave. We will be using whiffing cubes tonight. We won't be shaking with them, but we will be doing that. Now, Kyle just yelled, hey, yeah. And low carb cocktail guy specifically asked us not to make any noise. This is the reason for the season right here, guys. This is the reason that this cocktail came out. Now, of course, it wasn't the Brandt company triple sec that came out to Robert Rosebud Butt to get him to make a cocktail. It wasn't the Brandt people. Oh, this is fun. Just in case you guys were wondering, the low carb cocktail guy says with Coke Zero, the Long Island iced tea is low carb. All right, you low carb guys. I think you're cheating. I think you might be cheating. It's like vegans that have everything that like like they have the tofurkey. It looks like a turkey. Just don't eat turkey if you're vegan. What are we doing? Okay, this right here is our good friend Triple Sec. We're not going to be putting Cointreau in here. I could not find a 175 bottle of Cointreau anywhere. I'm sure they sell them, so I guess this technically means that we could have put this in here, but the quality of Triple Sec is not something that my mom's liquor cabinet has in abundance. So we're just going to be using some of this Brandt stuff. Does it have a little bit of off odor? It does. It does. It's not great. It's not the good stuff, but it also tastes like it's from like 1946. Let me see if there's a date on here anywhere. You don't have to put dates on liquor bottles, obviously. I just want to see if maybe there is one. 1988. Okay, well, this thing's been around for a while. We're going to go ahead and put in 1 ounce 1 ounce of an orange liquor of your choosing. All right, but we'll be using triple sec. If you want to use that curacao, but just find a clear orange liqueur. Okay, we're doing so good. We're building, we're breaking, we're all over the place. All right, simple syrup is great. Agave in the raw is what I have. So we're going to be using that instead. Just find a little bit of a sweetener. Now, a lot of people like the low carb cocktail guy will say that the Coke is the only sweetener that you need in here. And I do think that there is some validity to that. I don't think you need to be artificially sweetening this with things like simple syrup, etc. But I still certainly like it a little bit sweeter. So we're going to go ahead and put in just a little bit of some agave in the raw, just a little splash. And of course, we're going to give that a stir because agave in the raw, if we look, has sunk right to the bottom. We want to get as much of this up and in the drink as we can. There we go. It's already starting to taste like a Long Island iced tea. All right, this is our selection of booze. You want to talk about split base? This is a split base all the way right down the middle. Low carb cocktail guy says add allulose simple syrup. That's the way to do it. That is the way to do it. Bonbon's concerned about 1988. I would take a guess and say that this bottle is older than all of my nieces combined. I think this is a very, very old bottle of stuff. Okay, we're going to set this off to the side, this radioactive sludge right here, and we're going to go ahead and grab our lemon. It's a lot of equal parts. Oh, it's a lot of equal parts, this cocktail is, but there is one thing that is certainly out of the equal parts, and that is our lemon juice. We're going to go ahead and slice off our nublin, get right in here, and we're going to go against common practice with Long Island iced teas, which is to make them as fast as humanly possible. And instead, we're going to measure this out. We need double the amount of lemon juice as any other liquid you put in here. All right, so if you're putting in 15 mils or half an ounce of, all the booze, you need 30 mils or 1 ounce of this stuff. Now, of course, we did not do any of the math beforehand, so we've been making this a double the whole time. We're going to go ahead and put in 2 ounces of lemon juice. So get ready for that. Let's see if we can get all that out of here. Oh boy. Give that a nice squeeze and a turn. Take our Nublend one. Yeah, there we go. Okay. We're a little under, but we're right there basically. We're going to take this as a victory. We're going to go ahead and throw in whatever parts of booze you put in here. We're going to put in double those parts as lemon juice. Excellent. Now, what is that in there? Who knows? You can never tell what that is in there. Okay, we are looking good. We certainly have a drink fit for kings and queens, etc. So, uh, lemon juice is 4 carbs. Carbs. So a double is still low carb. Guys, we are killing it. Bottom shelf liquor gets bottled juice. I agree with you, Tom. Normally, I think that's probably a good way to do it. The issue is uh, bottled juice is often horrible, and so you don't really want to subject yourself to. If you're already subjecting yourself to bottom level liquor, yeah, you're right. But if you want to be good to yourself, and Tiki Tom, I know you. You're a man that wants to be good to himself. Uh, one fresh lemon will do you great. We're gonna go ahead and put a little ice in here. Throw just a little bit of ice. Fill as much ice as we can. We just want to leave ourselves a little room there at the top for this to sort of float around. And the last bit, the very final thing, you can put that booze concoction into 2 glasses and share. You absolutely could, Paul. No doubt about it. We want to make this look like iced tea. Right now, it looks like lemonade. We don't want that. We are going to be putting in a little bit of Coca-Cola. I prefer the full sugar Coca-Cola. I know that our guy, the low carb cocktail guy, likes the Coke Zero. You guys can like whatever cola you want. If you are an RC cola person, a Tab person, I know none of you are Pepsi people. It's disgusting. But we're gonna go ahead and throw in just enough. This is not meant to taste to flavor anything. We don't want this flavored at all. What we want it to do is change the color. Really, you could put like browning sauce in here and have it do about the same thing, but we just want to float this right over the top until we get that color we're looking for. Should float all the way down. There we go. Coke does 2 things, 3 things. Colors it, obviously. Um, colors it. It will sweeten it just a touch, but it also makes it a fizz. It also makes it a highball. And so now it lives in a family of very distinguished other great cocktails, like the Cuba Libre, the Ramos Gin Fizz. It exists in so many amongst so many great drinks. It is, however, known to be one of the worst drinks of all time. Now we took our time with this one. The problem with Long Island iced teas is you usually order them at whoever's floating around in the mirror. Some of that is there somebody floating around right here? Is there people dancing? This is a that is a window. So hopefully people. Oh, I guess there is a mirror right there. That's an outdoor light or an outdoor window. People dancing all over the place. Okay. Listen, the problem with ordering these at bars is it is very step intensive. Unless you have one of those bars with one of those bartenders that can grab 4 bottles and turn them upside down like this, count them all out. You can technically do that if you're doing it with, lemon mix or sour mix, etc. You can get this done pretty quickly. The problem with it is these, if the proportions are off, they're going to taste horrible. They're made fast in a bad bar. You're not going to order at a good bar. You're only going to order at a bad bar. If you order at a good bar, they're going to charge you $400 for it. There's no way you can get away with it being less than $400. Um, and so we've made it good, and let's see how we did, shall we? This drink will be called Liquid Death. That name has been taken by canned water, unfortunately. That is true. That is true. We're going to go ahead and give this a quick little sipperoo, see how we did. Unfortunately, it's very good. I mean, unfortunately, we have a problem. It's freaking delicious. It tastes like lemon. Uh, it tastes like lemon tequila Coke is what it tastes like. And honestly, that is just fine by me. It's very fresh. It does not taste like we have a ton of booze in here with almost no mixer. It is dangerous. It will absolutely, it's a scorpion sitting by a pool. All right. It's cool, it's chill, it's fresh, but it will absolutely sting you if you decide that you are going to do this correct. You're going to walk around that pool without any shoes on, like you should, you're going to get stung. We found a scorpion by the pool today, so I was pretty, that's sitting with me. Good news that if he filled his parents' liquor bottles with water to hide how much liquor he stole, like we did back in the day, this particular Long Island is about 8% ABV. That is true. That is true. I think I've restocked my parents' liquor cabinets a few times. They buy some stuff, I bring home other stuff, and then I think we're even. I think we're even for all the stuff I stole. No, this is this. I think this is pretty up there. I don't know who. I mean, listen, I don't know if my other brothers. I have two younger brothers. I don't know what they were up to. Probably being jerks. Probably stealing, thieving. Gosh, it's good. Um, Listen, is it the greatest cocktail of all time? Do I have to answer that question? Stop asking yourself questions, easy questions to make yourself sound like a genius. No, it is not the best cocktail of all time. It is. It is pretty darn delicious, though. There are some variations on the cocktail, and I wanted to get one of those going real quick. Um, the original cocktail, the one from 1920, the one that they think is the Long Island, Tennessee version of this cocktail, wasn't just clear liquids. It had also a little bit of whiskey in it. Now, we have reintroduced, since this is a pretty easy base for a cocktail, four liquids, four clear liquors, some orange liqueur, lemon, sugar, um, and a little bit of Coca-Cola. People have started to make these things differently. If you order it with raspberry liqueur, like instead of Coca-Cola, you do raspberry, it's called a Grateful Dead. If you do it with blue curacao, it's called an AMF, Adios Mother. Um, and if you do it with, there's other ones. I forget the other ones. But there's another one called the Texas tea. Oh, if you do pineapple juice, it's the Hawaiian Island tea. Um, a Hawaiian Island iced tea. But if you do it with a little bit of whiskey, then you get something called Texas tea. Now, I have never done it with whiskey, so I figured I'd bring out a little whiskey. Remember, the rule is it only goes in here if it comes in a 175. And of course, Bullet Bourbon does come in a 175 milliliter bottle. So we're going to go ahead and let's try it, put in an ounce of our whiskey and see what we got. So we're going to go ahead and throw this right in here. Oh, let's get our camera angles. Let's win our awards. Throw this right in here. That's an ounce of just a bourbon. I would follow the same rule as we did with the other ones. If you want to make this a Texas tea style, I wouldn't be putting in scotch. I would probably, instead of bourbon even, I might put in a rye. I wouldn't put any Irish whiskey in here. Irish whiskey always tastes a little bit coppery. You don't want that. You want just a bourbon that's going to go with anything that you would drink with iced tea as well. Bourbon and tea, etc. I think you're in a good spot. Let's just see if that, because bourbon is such a different flavor. It's basically three vodkas and a tequila. I just want to see if the Texas tea version of the Long Island iced tea does anything spectacular. Fun news. You can definitely taste the bourbon. The bourbon is very apparent. If you are a bourbon drinker, like I know my good friend Tiki Tom is, well, did you make Tiki Tom made? I'm sorry, Tom. I didn't mean to talk you into this. Oh, the Long Beach tea. A Long Beach tea is with cranberry juice instead of Coca-Cola. Um, yeah, sorry, I really, yeah. Here's a thought. How about a Texas bourbon? That'd be a good one. Put a Texas bourbon in. Because all the other liquors are so close. I mean, they're very similar. The bourbon does stand out. So if you're looking for a bourbon drink, Tiki Tom, if you have like a cheap bourbon sitting near you, I would suggest it. Okay, this is a good question. Why do bars limit 2 zombies per person, but no limit on the Long Island iced teas? That is a great question that actually does have an answer for you. Obviously there will be children coming out here in a minute to the bar, so they're knocking on the door, waiting for when they can come in. There is an answer to that. Dawn the Beachcomber put the two zombie limit on his zombies in order to scare people away, or in order to change the perceived strength of the zombie. If people would come in and say, give me 2 fingers of whiskey," that's a strong, stiff drink. As opposed to, "Oh, is there fruit juice in there? I'm okay, pal. No, thank you. I'm a dude. I got a suit on. I got a beard and a mustache, and I'm so cool." Um, he did that more than a more uh, as an advertising thing than as an actual limit. Now, I happen to know our good friend Cocktail Lulu that that I do put limits on my Long Island iced teas when I worked in bars, and that limit normally was 0. We would have 0 Long Island iced teas ever served in my bar, or the better way we would do it is when you ordered a Long Island iced tea, we would say, you can have as many as you want. It's gonna be, and we just did the math, it's gonna be $30. So you can instead order 2 other drinks, $15 a piece. 50, I don't know where you can buy a cocktail for $15 anymore in downtown Los Angeles, but back in the day, $15 a piece, you can buy 2 drinks, or you can have the one Long Island iced tea. And we made it cost prohibitive. So there were some people that still wanted the good stuff. And then, of course, those people would also be the ones that wanted a top shelf version of this, where they would order they would order our can I get it with Patron? I want it with Goose, Belvedere. I want it with they didn't care about gin, and I want it with, they didn't care about rum either, but they want the expensive 2 things that they knew, and that thing ended up being about $60, something like that. I remember there was a night that I think I sold 10 $60 Long Island iced teas to one rube. So that's it. I think that the Long Island iced tea, more than anything, yeah, that's exactly right. Cocktail Lou, Don was great at marketing. That was a great way to market. He wanted to show that this cocktail was nothing to be messed with. So he put a 2-person limit or 2-drink per person limit on it. That 2-drink per person limit has extended all to every other bar that ever serves zombies. They all think that joke is hilarious. They all put it on there. And I guarantee you, if you drank 2 zombies and order a third, they would all give you one. That is more than anything, it's just a thing. But isn't the same amount of booze as a margarita? So I'll just have 6 margaritas. That's exactly right, low carb cocktail guy. It's about the same booze as a margarita. Not this one. This one, unfortunately, was accidentally made into a double. So, and this is my last night at my parents' house, and I'm going to make it memorable or completely forget it. All right, before I completely forget everything, let me put this off to the side. I have 2 very special people that I am very thankful for that want to come in and say a very quick hello to everybody. Come on in. Here they go. Oh, thank you. Thank you. They brought me my own hat. Are we going to sing a Christmas carol to them since we're starting Christmas season? Which Christmas carol do you guys know the best? Okay, ready? So let's sing Jingle Bells. Are you, Avalon. So this is Avalon. This is Archer. Are you ready? Avalon, you start us. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a 1-horse open sleigh. Bells, jingle all the way. Nailed it. There we go. Yes, there are the little elves. Everybody is very party at Mama Susan's. That's exactly right. Tiki Tom says hi, Avalon and Archer. Espen Moose says amazing kids. Thank you guys. And there are our little cocktail elves. Is there anything you guys want to say to everybody? It's Thanksgiving, but yeah, we understand. You guys understand what's going on. Yeah. What were you? A step here, close, a step close to Uncle T, and yeah, say real quick. What were you guys thankful for this year? My family. Yay! Well, you guys look amazing. Thank you for being a part of my show. Can I have a hug before you go? Thank you. Big squeezes for everybody. I'll see you guys in a second. Wave goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. Goodbye, everybody. Bye. Bye. They've been waiting to. Yeah, they are stealing the show, of course. No underage drinking, especially that one. Yes, no, they are. They are not touching that drink. That is good. Bon Bon says adorable, and Amy Beer says woohoo. Absolutely the cutest two there ever have been, ever will be. They call me Uncle T. They are allowed to. You are not. So that's what we know. Okay, guys, we have done it. I didn't think that we would ever on this show do a Long Island iced tea. I didn't think we needed to. It was very interesting to learn that there is a Long Island iced tea controversy. I guarantee that Tennessee and New York will have another fight for Long Island supremacy, and I will be there to report on it. So until we figure out who really has the best Long Island, I'm just going to drink this gargantuan one. I am thankful. Let me just drink this real quick. I personally am thankful for all of you. I love you guys giving suggestions. Give them a virgin Cuba Libre. I think that's a good idea. Maybe a mudslide. Yep, mudslides are just an ice cream shake and a Coca-Cola. All right, we'll figure it out. I just want to say how thankful I am for all of you guys. Obviously, this is, I've told you this before, and I'll tell it to you until the day that this show ends, which hopefully that is never. This is my very favorite thing that I do. Thank you to all of you for showing up and being part of this community, making this the greatest. And this is not, I don't think this can possibly be hyperbole, the greatest internet community that has ever been, the nicest community on the internet, and thank you for letting me live out my YouTube dreams of being able to bartend from my house or wherever I can haul my computer. Yes, for that, I'm very thankful. Hopefully, you guys all had a great Thanksgiving. I appreciate you coming with me on this travel show. And why don't we hang out some other time? I will be back in at Dr. Chris Exotic Drinks this Tuesday. So we'll have a tiki show on Tuesday. We'll have Thursday. We'll have Thursday. And then we have a guest. We have a great guest. He has been on the TV show Rick and Morty. He has been teaching voiceover classes for years. He is best friends with SpongeBob. And we are going to be talking to a guy named the voice doctor, Bill Holmes, on Saturday. He is a huge tequila fan. So we're going to be making different versions of ranch water with him, talking about tequila, talking about just the journey and what it is to become a famous voice actor. Such a great guy. And he is going to be our guest on on Saturday. And then we will have guests, probably, we're trying to do guests for the rest of the year. And hopefully we will find a way to turn those guest shows into a more constant thing. So that's what we got. Reminder to you guys that these classes will always remain free, but if you can't help out, there's a great way to do it. I have a Patreon. If you want your name on a bottle, that's the great way to do it. If you I also have a PayPal and a Venmo. It really just keeps the bar going. Today was a free show because I just stole liquor from my mom's house, and that's, basically I'm making money now, baby. I think I made 35 cents today. But if you can help out that way, that's great. If you can't help out that way, another great way to do it is to share this content. If you have a friend that might like this, just send it on over to them. Say, hey, this is something I like to do. Maybe you'll like to do it. There's a whole great community. Send them over. And if you can't help out that way, the best way you can do is show up. We do classes Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays here at Dr. Grizzly's Exotic Drink, 6 p.m. on the West Coast. It is, and I will say it again, and I will say it until the very end, it is the best online community that there's ever been, and possibly just the greatest community. I want to thank you guys all again for being that. So that's what I got for you guys. I will see you all on Tuesday. Hopefully your Thanksgiving was good. Hopefully you are over whatever hangover you were on and are now overstrung. What's the opposite of hang? Stable. You are overstable. There we go. As always, thank you guys so much. And what do we always say? Thing doesn't work.